Hello, Nomad Nation, and welcome back to another episode of the Nomad Gamers podcast. You have myself. The recording just started. I fucked up. I fucked up big time. Welcome back to the Nomad Gamers podcast, Nomad Nation. You have myself, Kaiser Chungus, and the Fireball 123 and today you make up your Nomad Gamers.
We're still a man down.
Still a man down. Now, I think maybe if people just believe hard enough, or like squeeze hard enough, I think we could get them in, don't you think?
Squeeze?
I said how I said it, don't question it. You think maybe like God might give us a signal at some point that we could just
First off, let's not start praying to God because he's gonna start thinking he is God.
Let's pray to Allah. I'm just looking for some sort of sign, you know what I mean? Like just anything at all.
I mean,
oh shit! There he is.
I
peeked so far. I guarantee you, I peeked like immediately.
mean, his camera.
Up, Gnomad Nation.
Look who we have back with us. Through a long journey.
Yeah,
Slight
long journey
tinge of
was.
red to him.
Slight tinge of red.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what's more red, his beard or his top of his head.
I really think he's brown hair. That's brown.
Hey, Fireball.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. At least we made it past a minute.
Unless we made it past a minute before we threw the first finger up. Real quick though, I do want to thank our YouTube viewers. Thank you very much. 27 subscribers, one more than last time we checked in. I'm not sure on Facebook, but we're still stacking more.
I think we got 2 more on Facebook.
We did. And that was because of Gozfather.
Look at that. Networking out when he was working.
Powerful Gozfather. Brought 2 more in.
When he was on vacation.
I was not on vacation. Thank you.
Even if he was on vacation, I don't think he'd want to spend it where he spent it at.
No, I don't think anybody would, honestly. But yeah, you make up your Nomad Gamers, and we're all back, full strength, 100%. This is great.
Yeah, I think our temporary co-host was tired of us.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I think both of them got tired of us. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah.
I get tired of you 2 shitheads too.
Oh,
probably.
exactly. But he just loves. He's a massive. He loves it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, come on, keep rolling with socials.
I'm rolling. I'm done with the socials. I already
Yeah.
did. That's
The only
not-
thing he missed was again, we all thank you for those who are on my personal feed and on my personal live,
You handle it. It's your person.
and we really appreciate you guys. Those who see the live streams on my end, on my personal socials, and networking to the Nomad Gamers, we really do appreciate it. I appreciate it myself because not only am I getting us, what's the word I'm looking for?
Exposure.
Exposure. Thank you, Gozfather. Thank you. Not only are we getting exposure for the Nomad Gamers, but also we're getting exposure for our personal accounts.
Hey guys.
Yeah.
I want you all to say hello.
Us all?
All of us. Say hello to Facebook World.
Oh yeah,
Facebook
Gozfather's
World?
live.
Yeah, we are
We're
live
live.
on
Oh,
Gozfather's
that's right. Hold on, we're
Facebook
live.
page.
Hello, and welcome to the Nomad Gaming Podcast, Gozfather's Facebook page. This is awesome. This is great. What about, where's your Facebook page at, Fireball? Where's my Facebook page at? Who
Yeah, that's what I
knows?
want to know. Where is your guys'?
That's loud.
Hey, Fireball, do you have anybody watching us on TikTok?
Hold on,
Do you ask them how we all 3 sound?
that's why I'm checking it myself.
Get up and it's going to create
And
feedback.
that's gonna
But I was muted.
Well, you didn't say that. So
I know.
You gotta say that first, man.
I was muted. I mean, there's a small, you can hear a small little bit of feedback,
Yeah.
but I mean, it's not like, it sounds like we're on top of each other.
That's good, actually. Because that
Actually, that's all
that means
Here,
once
I'm
we
gonna-
once we get more soundproofing and stuff, and move
Yeah.
around situated, then this is going to be perfect.
I'm gonna mute myself again just so I can take another listen.
Okay, well, go mute yourself again. We're just gonna keep talking, and you tell us.
Well, anyway, your Facebook page. That's awesome.
So, I told everybody on Facebook that I would be full of surprises on my way back. And, I surprised them with Talking Tuesday earlier today. And I thought, what the hell? Let's surprise them with early access to the Gnomad Gamers podcast.
Yeah.
Because, we're pushing really hard to get to that 100.
Yeah, we are.
On the Gnomad Gamers. And what I'm really hoping happens is some of my viewers from Facebook kind of bleeds over to our collective page, because my God, we really need to get to 100.
Oh my God.
That way we can set our schedule and go. I
go.
personally like to go live twice a week, but that's kind of far-fetched right now.
Yeah.
So at least once a week, at least on Saturday mornings.
Yeah.
And I have an idea. I'm going to.
He has an idea.
Yeah, I got an idea.
It means he's using his brain, and that's
that doesn't happen too often.
It does happen a lot, but it's scary when it does. You know what I mean? It's like the thoughts that come out of his brain are, well, I mean, prior service for you.
Okay, so here's what I did, gentlemen. I switched over to our Nomad Gamers Facebook page, since all of us have managerial access to it, and I shared Gozfather's feed onto it, and that way now we don't have to upload tonight's episode. So you're welcome, Facebook. That is your present for me coming home.
Nice.
Is we're just gonna double tap this, and both Gozfather and Nomad Gamers is gonna be doing their thing.
How wonderful, honestly. That's pretty great. It's a great thing.
I know, I'm still trying to hear how well it sounds for everybody.
Okay.
I think we're okay. I just need
the only problem is it sounds like my mic's a little
quiet.
No, like it's picking up everything else.
Make sure you
put on your
I've got echo cancellation and mic background noise turned on.
And then the mic volume is down to 30.
It is, yes.
Okay.
Is your drop it to 25? Hey, ladies and
It
gentlemen,
also matters because your mic is pointed up.
with
You're gonna catch a lot more, so you're going to angle it a bit.
with our new
Should be pointed
microphones, and as we continue
You want
to
it
grow
directed at you.
this
You want
podcast,
the back facing the wall or something. So
we're going to have these issues, and the only way we can correct
Directional
these
mic.
issues is when we come on air and we do a little.
You're muted, so you're messing with
We
it.
do a little testing while you guys get to see. So we'll get this straight. Fireball's over there messing with his
Need
mic
some
right now. He
assistance.
should be good to go here very soon.
Because you tighten your bracket, the handle, tighten that.
Chungus is schooling Fireball,
No, tighten.
and
The
Fireball
the
is
knob,
currently.
the only knob that's going to tighten it. Tighten that. And then go up to the second one on the
Oh,
silver.
boy,
side.
this is getting good.
Untighten that one.
So
Bring
one
that
thing that I found out while we were gone,
Oh, I'm
or
wrong.
while I
Bring it
was
down.
gone,
All the way down.
was for
Now
everyone
tighten
out there on YouTube, drop us a comment. That also helps to
Go back to the
boost
first
our
tighten that. Bring it all. There you go. But before you tighten
numbers.
I was going to say adjust the
God gracious.
not the knob, but the ridges right above the knob. That you can turn that. Like the whole thing. Yeah, there you go. No, make sure the front facing part of the mic is facing you. Don't. Okay, you can do that way. But then make sure the back of the mic is facing away from Gozfather and towards like the back of the wall. It's still facing him, so you can feel the sticker on the back of the mic, so you should be able to direct it. That's where the back's at. On the back of the on the base back, yeah. There's a sticker right there. You can feel it.
So, let's see, do we have any comments coming in on Facebook?
Probably not, but
So if you're going to comment on Facebook tonight, ladies and
then
gentlemen,
move the
comment
mic.
on Gozfather's page. I'm
Start
actively monitoring it.
like the
I'll
arm
look down time to time. If
away,
you're on TikTok, good luck.
and then
Fireball
readjust
never
as you
fixes
need.
stupid comments. I commented probably 30 times. One I think it was a Saturday. I kept trying to get his attention. I kept trying to get Chungus's attention. Couldn't get neither one. So good luck out there on TikTok land.
On TikTok, that's his TikTok. I don't control that. I only see what I can see.
All right, gentlemen. So now that we got all that bumbling out
Who
of
wants
the
to
way,
kick us off with this?
we got a little
I got,
fun.
I got something for us.
Yeah, let's rock and roll.
Yeah, start us off, Highball.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, so it
You got
has,
to speak up just a little bit there, homeboy, because
it has
I'm a
been
little hard of hearing over here.
it has been released on what's going to be coming to Xbox Game Pass in the month of May.
Oh, month of May. Nice.
So, as of right now, the ones that are highlighted that seem to be the best are Revenge of the Savage Planet, Polia, The Precinct, Doom the Dark Ages, Capcom Fighting Collection 2.
Hold up. So Doom the Dark, isn't it like
That's the brand new Doom. No, that's the brand new Doom
console?
console.
Okay.
Like Doom
All right.
Eternal and Doom 2016.
All right.
Yeah.
You may continue, Fireball.
Roadcraft, Fantasy Life 1, The Girl Who Steals Time, Blades of Fire,
You speak up a little bit.
Onimusha 2.
Owning Musha too?
Mm-hmm.
What the hell is that? Out of curiosity.
Some indie title, I'm assuming.
It
Yeah,
has to be.
it's no, it's from Capcom.
Yeah, small indie team, you know.
Mhm.
Small Capcom, the small indie dev team.
Musha. I gotta get that game just for the name.
Well, it's on Game Pass. So
It's on Game Pass, so you don't really have to worry about it. I don't really see. It doesn't really say what kind of game it is. It just says system, publisher, and
How do
developer.
you spell it?
ONIMUSHA.
You know, that's almost as
Musha
fun as
2?
Mufasa.
Samurai's Destiny.
Hmm.
Oh!
What is it?
No, this is not Shabu, right? No, not Shabu. I think. Hold on. This might be. Hold on. This might be exactly what I think it is. And if it is. Okay. Wait. Okay, it's not. All right,
It's not.
Never mind. We're good.
Okay. Well,
Sorry for the little thing.
we have Disney Illusion Island,
Okay.
Ooh.
not Elden Ring, Night Rain,
It's not 6 though.
and for all my racing fans out there, F125 is coming straight to Game Pass. Which means I think I might have to switch from playing F1 on PlayStation to playing it on Xbox
Maybe.
Why?
because it's free.
You wanted to pay for it.
Oh, didn't you already buy it for the PS5? Oh, you haven't yet?
Mm-mm.
Oh shit.
Well, there you have it.
I'd be flipping in a heartbeat.
Considering, I believe last year's game was $70.
Base?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And the Champions Edition was $100.
Sounds dumb.
Sounds like it's gonna be a hell of a steal for that. Again, and
Sunrise,
now that Gozfather's here to hear about this, I am so glad that we're finally starting the competition again in the consoles.
Yes.
Okay, explain. You see, you guys are gonna have to explain. You guys are gonna have to treat me like a fucking kindergartner because I have literally been out of
The loop.
the loop for the past 30-some days.
We're excited the fact that the console war is stronger, is alive and well. We're seeing some actual competition coming out from Nintendo, despite their pricing standards.
Which isn't bad.
They're
$80 for Mario
I'm not
Kart?
lying, that they're all.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, I did keep up on this part,
Yeah.
at least with the Nintendo stuff, because everybody knows I'm a big Mario dude.
Mhm.
With PlayStation up in the game with their prices potentially, and I'm pretty sure Xbox is going to start upping their games.
Actually,
I said pretty sure. I'm not saying it's definite yet, but you're going to hear it from Gozfather first. If we know that PlayStation's upping their game, or okay, I'm a little too macro here. Grand Theft Auto is upping their price. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I can't say PlayStation because it's not going to be just PlayStation.
Yeah.
It's going to go across. It's going to span all consoles. But once one major hit goes to, let's just go on the low end that I've heard, $100, and I've heard as high as 120. I don't believe it'll be 120. I believe that we're going to be sticking around to the 90 to $100 mark. And with that, that is going to turn into your new benchmark for games. And Nintendo's always lagged behind them by a good $20, $25.
Okay, Chris Ryder, we're still trying to figure out mics and things just a bit, so we'll try to fix that.
What's he saying?
So,
He said Gauze is echoing and Fireball is rather quiet.
how am I echoing?
I don't know. He's gonna have to. Well, I'm assuming it's echoing off of you. Then I don't know.
It's probably going off of me then.
Because if he's looking at his Twitch or TikTok, which is why I tried to make sure to tell you that the mic, the back of the mic, has to be pointed away from people too.
Seems like the back of the mic is pointing that way.
I'm
You said for
looking
stickers,
at it.
right?
It's looking directly at.
I can see the sticker.
Yeah.
Alright, so maybe I have to aim it quite this way.
Hey, Crush Rider, thank you for letting us know.
Mm-hmm. I'll have to readjust just a minute, but go ahead and continue. I'll mute myself if anything.
I wanted to state that for new games, I can understand a pricing increase, especially if they're bringing decent content and more content to it. The issue with Nintendo is that games like Breath of the Wild, the first one that launched in 2017, you're gonna have to pay $90 to play it on the Switch too. That's ridiculous. That's an 8-year-old game. That's not remastered. That's not upgraded technically.
Yeah, I don't agree with any of that.
That's what I'm talking about specifically with their pricing. The base console price, I don't agree with the increase, but you know what? At the end of the day, they're releasing a product that is going to be exclusive. Essentially, they're releasing in their corner of the market. They can dominate the price of whatever is set in that portion. But when it comes to re-releasing these games, they're price gouging.
Yeah,
they're doing it, and it's
yeah, I don't agree with that. What I think they ought to do with that is treat that like the Switch One, where when you, I'm trying to think off the top of my head what the hell it was, but you paid for Nintendo Online, and you got access to the Super Nintendo, the Nintendo 64, Sega, GameCube, and maybe now they need to add Switch to that.
Hey, Chris Ryder, is that better now?
And then that way, you can backwards play.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with you. Pay $90 for a game that came out on the Switch One. You're not going to find a lot of jokers. You're going to go out there and buy that.
I'll just keep my first Switch.
Even then, this is the big thing that kind of like irritates me when it comes to talking about the Switch 2 is looking at what Xbox is doing right now. I think they've talked about some of their new games still being at standard price of $60. And
I don't know how they're going to sustain that.
It's easy because it's been sustainable for the last 20-something years.
Because they've talked about hell. Look at I mean, there are games out there that have been just average price and they still made a profit on it.
Biggest thing I'll say right now, look at the Oblivion remake, or not remake, remaster. Legitimately, like 2.5 million copies sold at $40 base game, $60 if you want the DLC and everything. Actually, I think I was wrong. You were talking with Press Writer.
It's $50. It's base game.
No, it's 40.
It's 40.
It's 40. I think you're right. It's probably 50. But legitimately, for the full experience of Oblivion, DLCs included, it's less than a full price game, and they still made profit off of it.
Well, you see, I've been thinking heavily about this topic. I had a lot of time to talk, or a lot of time to think about it. And the topic is DLCs. Okay. I'm really hoping that Rockstar's how do I phrase this?
Updates, expansions.
I'm really hoping that Rockstar's way of doing things when it comes to Grand Theft Auto, when they bring out like gunslingers, they bring out what was that one for the facility?
Doomsday.
The Doomsday heists. I'm really hoping that these other games catch on have to pay for those DLCs. It was just an update, and it was just game on at that
I
point.
mean, I can understand having a higher price point for a game like GTA, considering the amount of DLCs they bring out. I can understand that, considering the fact that most games that bring out DLC, you have to pay for it. I mean, look at Destiny, for example.
Okay, I get that. I get that.
Everything turning to live service, though, that's become they started this trend.
Right, but again, what I'm trying to say though is, GTA 6 might come out and be $100. I can understand the point of being $100 because look at what happened with GTA 5. How
10
much?
years of content.
10, yeah, we got 10 years of content there. What, 8 or 9 expansions?
Over the course of like 9, I think. Yeah.
Okay, I can kind of see your point on that, but here's the thing: is what I guess what I was trying to say was what I was hoping that would catch fire in the industry was like what Rockstar was doing when it went to live games, because every game now seems to be live. Okay, why make the consumer pay for a DLC when they're paying $100 for the base game?
Right, and they
When Rockstar has, and even RDR or RDO is doing the same thing. They are updating and they are not making their players pay for that update.
Well, I mean, and I will say this:
They're getting their money in other ways.
look at Call of Duty. They used to do that. I think they stopped doing that. Infinite Warfare.
Split Season Pass and Infinite Warfare.
Um,
Call of Duty didn't become live service
until
until
Modern Warfare 2019.
2019. Or 2019 or Black Ops 4.
No, it was 2019.
Okay, I didn't play.
I believe it was 2019. I didn't play Black Ops 4.
I know for sure it was live service during 2019. I think that's exactly it. 2019 is when they were like
Mhm.
advertising live
But you
service.
see,
Yeah.
And you stopped having to pay for DLC.
Yep. But you have to
maybe this is part of. I was complaining a lot before about the stores and the in-game purchases and how they're milking you for money. But maybe that's how they're making their money to be able to drop these DLCs without charging the consumer. You know what I'm saying, gentlemen?
Mhm.
Well, yes, because if they make the cost of entry, if they make the cost of entry higher, not only will they be able to have more profits from that, but additionally to their microtransactions, which you don't have to purchase. Maybe they're a bit more predatory towards, the grind is it's a bit more rougher. It takes longer to do things, but legitimately, they want that for the sheer fact that you can just pay $10 to skip the grind, and it's like you're skipping a portion of the game because the whole point is that the grind you make money, that you have to go through the trials and tribulations. So for people like myself, for people like myself who don't necessarily want to spend money on just furthering the grind, I will every now and then. Like as I've gotten older, I don't want to spend that much time playing a game like that. No, a few dollars here or there, sure, why not?
Kaiser and Fireball, I'm getting reports that it's hard to hear you two.
Oh,
So I'll have to speak up just a bit.
Speak up just a little bit. for
I
everybody.
can speak up a little.
Yeah, I can
was
speak up.
trying to be a bit quieter.
Yeah.
But I can speak up a bit.
Again, this is us trying to
Yeah,
test something
we're
out.
figuring it out. Trying to figure it out.
Um,
I'm not trying to be too loud.
I will say this though, because the one thing I do miss, and a lot of people might give me flack for this, is going back to the days of Black Ops 2, where not only was the microtransactions just cosmetic, they didn't try to sell you a weapon bundle, they didn't try to sell you a tracer pack, or they didn't try to sell you a weapon that came with attachments on it already to make the game gun pay to win. Everything was cosmetic. I mean, yeah, you did have to pay for the map packs, and yes, there was a gun out there in Black Ops 2 that was paid.
It was no, not kinda. It was that
Even
Peacekeeper
then,
was dirty.
It wasn't a $20 gun. It was $5, and then you got the map pack with it.
Well, you know what? I used to complain about that, and I think you guys know that I used to say that this was the what the hell is that game? God damn it, I can't think of it now. This was the Fortnite effect. I don't think maybe I need to start looking at this differently now, because Rockstar is showing me that this big monster of an end game economy is what's driving them to give us these free DLCs instead of paying $30 for gun running, $30 for the Doomsday, $30 for that crap for what's his nuts, Trevor. So I mean, maybe, just maybe, that Fortnite effect is having a good effect on the gaming industry that maybe is just now opening my eyes.
But even then, when it came to the Fortnite effect, Fortnite didn't really have anything game breaking when you bought something.
It still doesn't, to my knowledge. It's
No.
just all still
Most
cosmetics.
of the skins, most of anything you buy on Fortnite, whether it be a new character, a new gun skin, just any type of new skin in general, there's no pay to win effect to it. Because every single character has the same hitbox, but
But
it's
you
just
don't,
the
okay,
same.
but you don't need, you,
No, you don't need to
you
buy
don't
the
need
character.
that.
No.
And that's where I think Grand Theft Auto is kind of breaking or being the industry leader when it comes to these shops, is because what you buy in those shops is really not getting you ahead.
Mm-mm.
For the most part, most of it is cosmetic. Fireball, you're one of the biggest ones I know of. And granted, I haven't been in the community for a hot second after I left it. But like the car shows, a new car drops, you guys are going out to buy it if you can find a way to make it more personable to you. Am I correct?
Right, but I mean, Grand Theft Auto also has the fact of you can buy it. The only pay to win thing that comes from Grand Theft Auto is the fact that you don't have to grind, let's say, 3 casino heists in order to buy that card. You can drop $20 on a shark card and skip the grind.
Okay, well, isn't that the point?
Right, and I'm not saying that's not a bad thing. It's just like,
Well, I think because I will state the language you're using with the pay to win is a bit wrong, because pay to win would mean you have to buy it in order to utilize it, and it's good and better than anything that's free. I don't know, based it is. That's what pay to win means. You are paying to win. That would imply, speaking in like Call of Duty terms, like the USMC in Black Ops 3. If there were no way to earn supply drops in that game, like the crypto or whatever, you had to pay for it. That is pay to win.
no, that's
You pay to get that weapon. It is the best weapon in the game. That is pay to win.
that is a fair point. And no, when I
Pay
mean
to win is what like
Yeah, you get paid for
Warframe and
Pay to
Destiny, Warframe and fucking GTA did. Almost said Destiny pay to play. Pay to play the game.
Oh, no, I'm very grateful that we don't have many games out there like Destiny, because Destiny is a free game.
No, it's free to try.
Hold on, let me finish. Destiny is a free game. However, there is very limited content with the fake skin. You have to buy DLC, which is a $30 expansion pack each time.
You get like an hour of playtime
So-
for free.
What I said in the beginning still rings true. Is I was always dogging these shops. I was always dogging these huge micro purchases within the game and saying how it was ruining the video game industry. And while I was thinking heavily on my group of games that I like to play, I realized that Rockstar's leading the way with this. They're not giving you something that is going to make you invincible. They do nerf things and they do buff some things up. They try and keep somewhat of a balance. There for a while, it was the absurd, it was getting out of hand. They finally nerfed it. Then it was the
Alexa.
I don't know what the hell it was called, but the Harrier, the plane would come
Oh, the
in
Hydra.
and you could literally stop it on a dime, blow people up, and take off again. And ooh, we're being told they can't hear anything. Is that just on Facebook?
Because I have sound on my Twitch. I have sound on my socials and on my Twitch, so I think that might be your end.
Is that on Facebook? I'm waiting to see. Hang on, I might have to check something.
With Gozfather checking that, we'll
Oh,
keep the conversation going.
yeah.
I mean, I get what Gozfather is saying is, you know, they did their best to try to balance stuff out. And again, I will say GTA has its vices when it comes to what's strong and what's not. However, I feel like they did a great job trying to balance enough of a fight when it comes to certain.
I'm gonna hard disagree. They did not do a good job at all. When we are taking months to balance stuff, that's not good balance.
No, it's not.
The
Not at
fact that
all.
the Oppressor Mark II was a problem for like 4 months,
Right now, where everything is at, it seems like it's a good balance.
it is now. Sure.
But I mean, look at everything they had to do to balance out, or they had to balance stuff out. I mean, they limited the amount of explosions off of the galley cannons. They took away how the turn radius on the missiles for the oppressors.
I don't care what they do to affect the balance if it's balanced, because the end state's going to be the same. It's a balanced game at the end of the day.
Mhm.
I don't care how they get there. I want it to be quicker.
Okay, I think we've gotten off topic just a little bit.
No, hold on. I'm
Because-
going to circle back.
okay,
I'm
go
going to
ahead,
circle back around.
Go ahead.
But I want it to be quick, right? I and you can give your praise to companies and whatever you want. That's all fine and dandy. I'm sticking my line in the sand right here in stating that Fortnite absolutely has done too much damage to the gaming industry. I don't care if their microtransactions are cosmetic only. I remember a time back in the gaming industry where anything you wanted to earn or anything you wanted to wear, cosmetics or whatnot, you could earn. You didn't have to spend money on it. You can spend time and effort and actually get the reward of earning it. Now there are still things out there that you can earn for for free and still wear. But let's be real here. More specifically, talking about like Halo Reach or Halo 3 with their customization. You could do certain challenges within those games, like Bit and Buster, to earn like the recon armor, which was people saw you with that recon armor, like that guy's a problem. He's skilled because you've gone through the challenges to get that gear. Take it back to Fortnite. Oh, that dude's Thanos. That's so cool. Like, what do you have to do to get Thanos? Oh, spend $10? Whatever. I mean, I get the whole pop culture of seeing your favorite characters within the thing, and I think Fortnite that they do it well. That's awesome. That's cool. That's a positive I'll give them. But at the same rate, I just miss the days where you can earn cool cosmetics, and it still means something. Because nowadays it just doesn't seem to mean anything at all. We've lost as an industry, as a community, as everything. We've lost the.
The voice of the echo is insane.
For who?
I hear I'm just echoing when he's talking. I need to hear you speak for just a second.
Okay. Well, I guess what I'm trying to say here is where I think we've gotten off the rails at was I was talking about the in-game purchases that other players are doing are funding the DLCs that keeps them free for games like Rockstar and Red Dead Online.
Yeah.
Ooh.
No remedy for the next episode at least.
Yep.
Not a problem. And honestly, we'll have enough space when we finalize things that this won't be an issue.
Yeah, when we finalize the actual
I actually have a
Shire,
perfect idea for that too.
Yeah, we'll figure that out. But hey, you know what? We're getting better by the episode. We're advancing a little bit by the episode. That's all we can really ask for. But back to my subject of I used to bash those in-game stores, and I used to bash the fact that people would spend so much money on this stuff, when in reality, it's those shark cards and all that other stuff that is paying for these DLCs that are dropping every 6 months. Granted, we're getting kind of irritated with them now because they're starting to regurgitate some stuff. But we can't have our cake and eat it too. So it's either they get rid of the shark cards, they get rid of this insane monster that's called a in-game shop, or we sacrifice and they only bring out a DLC once a year, and then we pay another $30 to get gun running, or 30. And I'm using Grand Theft Auto as an example because that's the one that is fresh in my mind. But if every game were to go to that kind of a mindset, you know what I always say, you want to be a corner and you want to drop money on a game for some imaginary crap that you're never going to be able to keep, because let's face it, once the game goes away, you've done lost it. It's not tangible. It's not here. It's not like this mic where this mic is my mic. Don't make like it, but this one is mine.
I will say that is a great point, but to be contrarian, gaming companies were able to survive on either not making DLCs and just making the next game, make it better, introduce new things to it, instead of keeping it going with this live service. Like, I don't have too much of a problem with live services if they do it well. GTA and Fortnite specifically have not added. Fortnite's changed significantly since it first launched years ago.
Chungus, I agree with you to a point. And that point is yeah, games used to be able to survive just off of the base game and then making another game within a year or two. However, the times have changed, my man, and the times of non-live service, I think they're pretty much over now.
See,
every big game is going to be a live service.
You say that, but the most successful games we have had, not including GTA, and I don't mean, and if you want to talk about profits and anything like that, sure, that's fine. Some of the best performing games that have come out in the last 10 years, a lot of them have not been live service. We see the trend of where live service starts to become bigger, and now we're starting to see the trend where people genuinely don't want live service. They want to be able to just play the game at its capacity when it's everything launched, not waiting 3 months down the line for them to institute some hot fix or hot patch.
Yeah,
things going.
But you know that is the sticky situation every company finds themselves in, is trying to find a happy medium, because if you take live service away, then you're going to get those hardcore gamers who love that live service, they're going to go away. If you take away the single player, people are going to get bored, and they're going to say, hey, what the hell's our live service in? Fallout fell into that same track with Fallout 4 and then Fallout 76. They went from non-live service to a live service, and you've got a civil war going on right now with those who absolutely adore 76, and even with all of its faults, they will die on that hill all day long. And you got those who love Fallout 4 and think the Fallout series should have stayed that way, and they will die on that hill. So
I will say, real quick,
again, I believe Rockstar is kind of leading the way on this, because they offer both in one game.
But there's the thing is there's a difference. Each gaming company has its strengths and its weaknesses. You know, look at comparing Rockstar to Bethesda is kind of like comparing apples to oranges in a sense. However, at the same time, they're still two different games. They're still gaming companies. Bethesda's strong suit is not live service. Bethesda's strong suit is dropping a single player game, adding 3 to 4 DLCs to it.
3 to 4 DLCs, cosmetics, and what you can purchase. But yeah,
you know, once the game's been out for a year and a half, adding mod compatibility to it. GTA or Rockstar, they're great at live service. They're great at keeping the game running 10+ years.
So let me ask you this question, Fireball. Was the single player GTA not great?
It was, but
Okay.
his point, you have a separate point compared to what he's making.
And I agree with his point to a sense, but the point where I don't agree with him at is when he says you can't compare Bethesda and Rockstar. As soon as Bethesda launched Fallout 76 as a live service, like it or not, Bethesda got in the ring with Rockstar, and they are now one and the same.
Okay, but what the point that I'm trying to make is the fact that Bethesda's strong suit is not live service. Bethesda's strong suit is dropping a single player game and DLC. We have not. We have not, and I'm glad you brought up the point of GTA single player. There has not been a single change to it since it was dropped.
No,
There's not been a
because
single change to the story.
no, because their focus is on online, and I agree with you. I'm not sitting here disagreeing with the premise of what you're saying. What I'm disagreeing with is this: is Bethesda is now going. I don't think they're going to back down, and I don't think Fallout 5 is going to be a single player game again. I think Fallout 5 is going to be probably either a co-op or it's going to be a live service. And I highly doubt that it's going to be a live service, considering 76 is still going strong.
And this is where I agree with you on the whole co-op point for Fallout 5. I would love to see Fallout 5 be co-op. However, they need to take it back to where they were with Fallout 4, where it can be single player, or you can have settings turned on where it can be co-op and friends can join. However, if you have the DLC, you have to have the same DLC in order to play together.
See, but here's the thing that I don't think they're going to do that for one reason. Because when you go to a co-op or you go to a single player game, the online store is going to be so hard. It's going to be so hard for them to put it in there.
Nope.
At least the co-op, maybe not. But I don't. Here's the other thing that keeps hanging me up is I don't have any faith in Bethesda of doing anything like that. Hang on just a second, Nomad Nation. I know y'all could hear that.
What if they can't though?
Well, if you could not hear that, that was an emergency vehicle going by us. Anyways, Bethesda had that chance and they failed
Immediately.
I think the days of Fallout being a single player are over. I don't think we're going to see another title being a single player because Bethesda has seen. Look, yeah, I mean, this is my own opinion,
Yeah, of course.
but I believe that they have seen the money being generated by the Fallout First membership, and that's where they're now.
And even then, you know, Fallout First, we all know at the very beginning of 76, it was a flop. And
It was a hard flop for at least 3 years.
this is where us as a gaming community should hold the developer or hold the franchises accountable for the mistakes they made and not spend their money on skins out of Fallout First to show them that we were not content with how the game
See, I love that idea.
But, however, you have these loyal fans, and this goes from any game out there. You have loyal fan bases that will buy no matter what because they say, I will support this no matter what. And those are the fans that they rely on to make some sort of profit off of this game.
Yeah,
I'll say
I was
this.
I was going to say the same thing, actually.
I'll let you say this right now. I think things may be different for Bethesda considering their Oblivion remaster that they released, which Oblivion remastered had already like 4 million players in less than like 2 days or something like that. No, in like 2 days. And it's on Game Pass, so that includes Game Pass users. But if you think about that, that's another month subscription from Game Pass users to play Oblivion.
Mm-hmm.
That's another 15 per however many people use Game Pass.
Now, do we know what the breakdown is for Game Pass? How much Microsoft gets for maintaining the servers? How much the game gets?
You know, but I'm pretty sure you can find that information.
I'm sure, but it's like what, $15 a month?
Depending on
$20, depending on which one you get.
Yeah.
Because Game Pass Ultimate
Maybe like 10.
Game Pass Ultimate for me, I believe, is $20 a month.
Yeah, $19.99. because it's for the PC capability.
I'm still trying to figure out.
But that's still my point of like it varies, so we'd go by the at least the cheapest one.
Yeah.
But even then, that's still around. Just doing the math, it's around like $100 million, $200 million just from a remaster. You know how much effort it took them because they kept everything the same. They just updated the graphics. That's it.
They ported everything over to Unreal Engine 5.
Yeah, well,
and I'm just
there's a lot of things I wish these developers would do, and they don't do them.
That's true.
That is true.
But Bethesda.
And congrats to those fans who got a remastered game. That's amazing.
Yeah, a game that's almost 20 years old. That's the amount of time that it should be until a remaster.
I don't
not 10. Not 10. Like not 5, not 3, not 2 years. Fucking PlayStation.
And I don't know if you saw this on the last episode because this is what we talked about was the fact that games should do or developers should do remasters. However, developers should wait and do the games that are 10, 15, 20 years old, the ones that were on 2 to 3 generations ago. And remaster games then.
Like we should be getting a Last of Us remastered now. A Last of Us remastered now, not
on our third remaster.
Third or the fourth one, because it came out originally on the PlayStation 3 in 2013. Then they re-released it for the PlayStation 4. Then they remastered it on the PlayStation 4. Then they re-released it and remastered on the PlayStation 5. Doing too much.
Mm-hmm.
Like Fireball,
just like Nintendo.
Like Fireball said. The only ones we have to blame for that is ourselves.
And this
because these fools keep buying this junk.
These Uber fans will keep buying it no matter what.
Yeah, they just keep buying junk.
Yeah.
And this is like, I feel like this would be the best, equation.
He's talking to his.
Oh, the best equation yet for a gaming company would be this. A gaming company that has been around for 20 plus years, like let's say Bethesda, or Infinity Ward, or Treyarch, or any game like any developer like that. You know, take some time, develop a game. You know, let there be a 2-3 year cycle where you bring out a new game, and then you start developing the next one, or you start working on the updates to that game. About halfway through that, remaster one of your old games. So those who are like, oh, I don't like this game. I wish we could go back to the old game.
I said I was gonna be nice tonight. You're gonna draw something out.
They want to go back to the old games, and so you get something like Bethesda, where they brought out Oblivion, and they were like, yes, this is what we wanted. 4.5 million users.
So I would love to see or hear one of these AAA gaming companies come out and just be honest with us. How long does it take to remaster a game? You've got a couple different companies who have been shedding employees.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't Rockstar, and I'm using Rockstar as a heavy crutch here, because let's just face it, everybody knows who Rockstar is. Everybody can name off who their biggest titles. So just use what everybody knows. But Rockstar goes out there and they pick up these employees that were laid off from Ubisoft or laid off from Microsoft or whoever they were laid off from. I'm not going to rehash all that crap. But they made dedicated teams to Grand Theft Auto, a dedicated team to Red Dead. Half of that team stays behind for Red Dead 2, while the other half starts production on Red Dead 3. Or, if you want to get this timeline out a little bit more, you take one of those teams that were going to be on the new game and remaster Red Dead Redemption. Yeah, go ahead.
To answer your question about how long does it take for remasters to, for the Oblivion remaster, the game was co-developed by Virtuous Paris Studios. Sorry, I pronounced that wrong. I definitely did. And Bethesda Game Studios. Both studios began development of the remaster in 2021. Developers used Unreal Engine 5 to enhance the visuals while relying on the game 3.0 engines with core elements like physics and combats. They started working there in 2021.
So we do have a comment on Facebook I'm going to read off from Isabel. By the way, damn good player. I used the guild name too. See how I did that? Anyways, she says they work on it, then try. They don't have money. It takes years.
About 4 years, it looks like.
Yeah.
Well,
Thank you for the comment, by the way.
I will say this.
Damn it, I'm gonna say this real quick. I'm gonna let you go, but I'm gonna have to agree with
Let's go.
Gozfather on this point.
It
It really is. Because as I'm looking at this timeline of events, I'm thinking about what was Bethesda doing in 2020, 2021? Oh, they have ESO live service and they have Fallout 76 live service to fund these remasters while they still continue to remaster and continue working on their other IPs. And then I'm thinking about it like, oh, motherfucker, he's right. No, he's right. These companies, they will release a live service that can go for years.
Yes, sir.
And if they can make sure it goes for years, they can have a steady stream of income. Whether they charge monthly for you to play, or cost to entry plus expansions plus items, whatever have you, like these MMOs that they're trying to be, and that's okay. That's how it is. It's not bad. They're pretty decent, all things considered. I know there's some high-hearted MMO fans that will disagree with that, but to that I say it's popular, so fuck you. Popular for a reason. Ease of access, things of that nature. But no, as Gozfather was saying, Bethesda has come to the realization that they either live service, they can do these remasters and still profit off the remasters too.
Yes, sir.
God damn it. Profit off these remasters to fund future projects and other remasters and even other live service games if they choose to do so. Now, I will disagree that Fallout 5 will be live service. I'm gonna hard disagree on that because of one reason only. It is confirmed it is Fallout 5. The only indication of it that's the only indication I have for it not being a live service, based off of its naming convention. Fallout 76 is the only one that is a fairly weird.
Yeah.
It's named after the Vault specifically, not after.
And I will say this: we are going to be getting a Fallout 3 remastered as well.
And it's also confirmed.
Outstanding.
Because with the indications of the remaster emerging back in September 2023, when internal Microsoft development or documents were disclosed during the Federal Trade Commission versus Microsoft when they were being
sued.
Yep.
Yeah.
Case
But-
and they.
Okay.
Oblivion,
Let me say what I was going to
Yes,
say. I do agree with Gozfather as well.
Damn. I'm now 2 for 2.
The fact of the matter is, and we were talking about, and he brought up, he brought up the fact of Rockstar.
He's not usually right, by the way. I just want to point
No.
that out. He's not.
But
This is why he's over there fucking just eating it up. Like, yeah.
he made a good point on the fact
Did make a
that,
really good point.
development teams. There's a development team for GTA. There's a development team for Rockstar. I think there needs to be a third development team. Have their own development team for remasters.
So
I said that.
I don't think you understand how big like the Rockstar Studios are.
Yeah, I don't. That's why I wish that.
No. It's out there. I'm trying to let you speak, but when you keep putting information out there that's like you have it readily at your fingertips and you can look at it. And then
I can't look at it.
on the phone.
I've got my fucking live up on my phone, jackass.
By the way,
Okay.
by the way,
Okay. Then don't
hey,
stop misinformation.
pause. By the way, any comments on TikTok?
No, I've got nothing yet.
Not you. Damn, I got more comments than you got.
Well, I got people who just sit in there and don't speak.
Well, I love people who just sit there and don't speak. I love that. It's still a view, so I still like it.
But I will.
Gentlemen, we're running out of time. So we got
I'm trying to speak, but apparently I'm speaking misinformation.
Correct. Because I'll just hold on, 1, 2. You can keep talking, but I'm just gonna. You want to get to a point.
But they have the development teams for their main games. However, they also bring back games like Bully. They bring back games like you said, the first Red Dead that was only on last gen consoles, or 2 gens ago, because it came out on PS3, correct? Okay. they bring out these games that graphically do not look the prettiest, and they could drop them like what Oblivion did, where they just gave it pretty much a fresh coat of the same coding, it's the same gameplay, just a fresh coat of paint. And they could make a killing off of that and then fund their next endeavors. Okay,
Rockstar Games has 11 different studio teams. 11 different teams.
So what are they all doing?
I haven't looked that up, but I just looked at the studios that they do have.
Okay.
I know the
as
newest
of-
one that they.
Gentlemen, can we take that up? Can we take that to the next episode?
No. As of real quick, as of 2018, Rockstar employs more than 2,000 people across all offices.
And they just acquired Rockstar Australia.
Yeah, that is the newest one acquired this year. That's why there's 11 now. They've just with that being said, they
We got another comment.
Okay.
okay.
Breaking news. Isabel again. Look at Oblivion. It has been centuries. Laugh out loud.
20 years, yeah.
Yeah.
Literally
20 years.
two decades.
Thank you
Again,
for that comment, by the way.
like I said, again, and this is something that Chungus and I talked about last episode. Stop remastering new games. We don't need Days Gone remastered. We don't need
Bring
the.
us Red Dead or Red Dead Redemption 1.
We don't.
That remastered. No, the Red Dead Revolver remastered like Red Dead 2. Oh my
Or
goodness.
Undead Nightmare. That would be.
Undead Nightmare 2. Oh my god, they missed out on Red Dead 2.
Okay,
Still,
but
point still fixed.
we don't need a Last of Us Part 2 remastered. We don't need.
The collection.
We don't
remastered.
No, we don't need a Horizon Zero Dawn remaster. We don't need these remasters because, again, this goes back to competition breeds
Innovation.
And great games.
and great games.
That's why this year's looking great right now.
PlayStation has been on the back foot because there hasn't been much real competition as of late.
And I'm finally seeing them with some life. I love it.
Mhm. And now the fact that Xbox is starting to bring out games, PlayStation has realized that they have to get off the island they're on in order to stay relevant because they are starting to lose.
Otherwise, they're not going to be around much longer. All right, well, hey. Here's a good episode, boys.
Yes.
You know what?
You take us out. You haven't been here. You haven't been here in a while, man.
Yeah. Hey, what's up? So I am back. Man, that was a long 32 days. Man. Anyways, I had a Talking Tuesday today. I will not be streaming tomorrow. We will have Thursday on Thursday night at 5. Bring your favorite beverage. Sit down, relax, let me take us around the block on all of our favorite games. Then Friday I won't be streaming. Saturday and Sunday I still won't be. I'm taking kind of a break on streaming until next Monday, and then we're going to kick off our normal activities once
Starfield
again.
live stream. Let's go, baby.
It's great to be back. If you're out there on Facebook and you commented, thank you very much. I know we're having some audio issues, and we're going to get those cleared up as soon as possible. But hey, it has been wonderful coming to Facebook Live with us three knuckleheads. So until I come back with all three of them, see in a few minutes.
Bring it to me next. All right, there we go. Hey, what's up, Gnomad Nation? Good episode tonight. Glad to have Gozfather back. I don't know if you saw the new TikTok that I had on TikTok of playing Schedule 1. Benji's brother tried frisking me, and I had to let him know that you can't do that, get away with it.
Only I can do that.
No, he frisked me, I turned around, made sure there were no cops around, and punched him in the face. Other than that, again, it was great to have the powerful Gozfather back. He has been on vacation for almost a month and a half now.
Fuck that, I wasn't on no vacation.
Oh goodness.
No. I might try to stream maybe Thursday morning, but I don't know quite yet. We'll just have to see what happens in time.
Hello. Hi. What?
Just wait.
Well, it is I, Kaiser Chungus. Hello. Hi. Oh man. Great episode. I just want to state that again. Good episode. Actually, it was great having us all back at full strength. This was great. Miss this. Miss making us making fun of each other. And then, yeah, it's been nice.
And Gozfather being right.
I have a scoreboard.
This is the one and only time he will be right. I guarantee it.
Now, compared to like the 60 or 70 or so that we have over here.
The only reason he's right is because of this. However, every single time he brings up Starfield, he is wrong.
Hey, I did not bring up Starfield one damn time. But let Chungus talk, damn it. It's his time.
What is going on here? Why is he teaming up with me against? This is crazy. What? He's right. He didn't bring up Starfield at all, which is it's the first episode he's done that.
I'm not the first one that brought up Starfield, though.
You are too?
No, I was not, because...
Don't rat me out, you fuck. Don't rat me out, you fuck.
Chungus bring it up and I missed it?
Yes, you did, because you were talking...
Did he say how great of a game
No, hold on. I gotta rat him out now.
Why?
So while you were talking and doing your thoughts around the Shire, he goes, yeah, first stream back, Starfield playthrough, let's go.
I did. How can you talk shit about the 3-time game of the year?
Oh, listen, I made the joke that you wouldn't hear it, so it was
okay. Back on top.
Anyway, so I have some change in the schedule right now. That Schedule 1 video is not going to be the one that was going to be slated this Friday. It is actually going to be a Borderlands 3 video. I hope you guys are going to enjoy that. I don't know when that Schedule 1 video is going to come out. I'm not lying. I might not be able to due to certain language usage in that video. That might
Chungus has a dirty mouth.
That might be a video that is privated. So
this just in, Gnomad Gamer's Patreon.
Huh?
He said this just in, Gnomad Gamer's Patreon.
That's not a bad idea.
Hey, put it behind a paid wall.
Yeah, a $1 paid wall.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, but no, it's just due to languages, and there's legitimately too much foul language to cut around. That it's just not a video at that point. So yeah, it's probably not gonna happen.
Okay.
But other than that, Boulder Get 3, gonna wrap it up. I don't want to be long-winded over here. I'm gonna bring it back all to you.
Motherfucker, you've been long-winded more than me.
I don't want to hear it because you're right. There's just 3 of us.
All right. Well, until the next time we see each other, this is Gozfather. Peace and love. I'm out the door.
Why do we sit here and say our names afterwards? You guys made fun of me. Every single time I would say, this is Fireball, signing out. They can't hear you. You're backstage.
I'm just trying to be like Fireball.
I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.
Well, it's just me again. I guess I can be long-winded now. I don't know. We did start doing saying our names and outros and everything like that. So it's kind of weird.
You made fun of me.
We did. No, that's what I'm saying. I agree. I'm agreeing with you.
Hey,
It's-
you know what, though? My name's always been my outro. Peace and love. Godfather's out.
He's not wrong, and so is technically so is mine. Just Kaiser Chungus. Ciao.